All eyes are on the national budget come Wednesday. Following that closely is Devin Murugan from the ENCA Money Desk. Devin, good morning. We can expect a few changes on taxes. I've seen a lot of speculation around whether or not value-added tax or VAT might go up or not.
Yeah, now that's a politically hot one, Dan, but the money's got to come from somewhere. We're going to see this happening on Wednesday. The state of the country's finances will be put forward to the nation on Wednesday. Finance Minister Tito Mboweni will deliver the 2020 national budget. Among the keenly watched items will be economic growth and debt figures, budget allocations, government's response to state-owned enterprises, and of course, Dan, the big one, taxes. Taxes will be the most immediate and direct impact on South Africans, and experts have been weighing in on what tax changes they can expect. So let's start with what we know about tax revenue and collection so far. The economy hasn't been growing, and we've missed tax targets in recent years. Now, in October, in the medium-term budget, Mboweni said we will collect 1.37 trillion rand in tax revenues. Now, that is 53 billion rand off the target that we previously expected. So, as tax revenue disappoints, what will be the most likely and unlikely taxes to change? Let's start with income tax. Advisory firm PwC sees no increase in tax rates on personal income tax, but it does expect Treasury to or not to adjust for inflation, meaning that anyone with inflation-related increases in their salary will fall into higher tax brackets. And then the big one, Dan, you asked me, what about value-added tax? Well, you'll know that in 2018, the VAT rate increased a percentage point from 14% to 15%. It did result in a public outcry because it's a politically sensitive one. PwC actually sees an increase here from 15% to 16%. It could result in an additional revenue of 25 billion rand if the move on tax does go ahead. All right, so then the general fuel levy. Now, this is normally a given which will affect the petrol price. PwC sees this as a likely target. On your general fuel levy, you could see it moving up by 15 cents a litre. Then the Road Accident Fund levy. Now, the fund has been paying out more claims or claims faster than it's been collecting levies. So what does PwC see? A 30 cents a litre rise on your Road Accident Fund levy. Both those taxes, by the way, will affect the petrol price. So as far as corporate tax is concerned, so business wants this rate to come down, and there are those that say it should be higher. But what corporate tax does is that it hurts the country's competitiveness if it's increased further. And at 28% on corporate tax, PwC says a move on this is unlikely. Then, smokers and drinkers, always a target for tax. So an increase on sin taxes and luxury items are likely, in fact, very likely, because we see this every year, Dan. So that's just a little bit of the taxes that could move or not, and that's always been the sort of highlight on these budget statements.
I think smokers and drinkers must pay much more tax than anybody else, and it's not good for your health.
Well, they'll be the one crying.
Okay.